Hey guys, welcome to the new Class FitSugar. My name is Charlee Atkins and I have a 20-minute HIIT class that is gonna make you strong and sweatier than ever. This session is sponsored by Under Armour. You don't need any equipment for this workout, so let's head right into the warm-up. Let's go ahead and get started with some bounces. So all I want you to do is stay in place and you're just bouncing on the balls of your feet. If you have a cranky neighbor, you don't have to leave the ground, but if you can add a little bit more movement, I highly recommend it. If you want to start to chug your shoulders, just warming the body up. So this is going to be good for our ankles, a great warm up to do if you plan on doing a HIIT workout that's going to involve some movement. So if you want to take the bounces a little bit quicker, just staying right here in place. Good. From here, we're gonna move into an upper body warm up, what I like to call T-pull. So you're just gonna stay right here in place. And then all I want you to do is pull twice with your elbows bent and then open up the arms wide with a straight arm. So all I'm doing is opening up my chest, reaching. You can take these at whatever tempo feels comfortable for you. One thing I do want you to notice is that you're not really popping open the chest like this. You wanna take it nice and controlled. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together behind you as opposed to really spreading the chest. Now go ahead and stay in this position where the feet are about hip distance apart. And then all we're going to do is reach forward and backwards as you start to rotate through the upper spine or the thoracic spine. If you want to have some fun with it, you can kind of wind the arms, or if you feel comfortable, you're just reaching forwards and backwards, just alternating sides. Keep the feet where they are. If you do want to add the rotations just for a little bit more shoulder mobility, you can. But keep the knees slightly bent, so you want the knees kind of loose, allowing you to rotate through the upper spine. So through the, like we said, that thoracic spine area. From here, we're gonna be heading into a hip mobility drill, so it's a leg cradle. So all you're gonna do is grab same side shin, reach across the body, and pull the bottom part of the shin across the body. If it's helpful, sometimes it's nice to walk while you do it. So if you want to turn sideways on your mat, you can. Or if you want to stay in place, just go ahead and alternate legs. Trying to stay upright as you pull the shin into the chest, and then a little bit of rotation by pulling the ankle towards the opposite side. Good. From here, we're gonna come into our inchworm plus a spider. So a lot of movement. Inchworm, hips stay high, walk, walk, walk. Once you're in push-up plank position, just bring knee towards elbow, and then walk right back up. So kind of a full body movement that we have happening here. You don't need to do these fast. You can do them nice and slow and controlled. Trust me, the rest of the class is gonna be pretty quick tempo, so you might as well enjoy going slow and controlled for this moment right here. In that push-up plank position, make sure that the shoulders are over the wrist. And one thing I want you to be aware of is if you're walking, don't let your fingertips point sideways. Allow the fingertips to point forward. If you do notice your fingertips are pointing sideways, just bend your knees a little bit more as you start to do that walk out. Let's do one more. Good, coming right back up. So I want you just to stay in place right here, bring opposite knee, opposite arm up, but really focus on staying straight, driving that leg down into the ground. So I'm trying to stay upright, like I'm doing a very active march. If you want a little bit more movement, because this is a HIIT class, then I want you to move with me and turn it into a skip. So all these exercises we're gonna do twice through. I call this the dynamic warm-up, which means I want you to start to feel the body kind of kick up as far as intensity goes. 10 more seconds. See if you can really hop or push yourself off the ground. Good. Pick up 3, 2, 1. Reverse lunges. So go ahead and take the first few slow and controlled. And then remember, the working leg is the front leg. So I'm not pushing off the back leg. I'm pushing through the ground with that front leg to kind of give me as much motion through the hips as I can. And I'm just alternating one side and then the other. Reaching back, trying to get that back knee to kiss the ground. So I really want to make sure that I have full mobility to bring the knee all the way down. If bringing the knee down is challenging for right now, that's definitely something that I recommend working towards. Some hip mobility videos will help you get there, but touching the knee all the way down to the ground is going to show you that you have nice, healthy hips that can handle anything. Let's go ahead and come into down dog leg lift. So coming here into plank position, bend the knees, push the tailbone to the sky, and then you're just gonna lift one heel up to the sky, and then the other. So push the hands into the ground, almost like you're sliding into home plate, reaching the heel up to the sky, and try to point your toe. Let's do flex foot. That's gonna give us more glute activation or more booty activation. Good, 10 more seconds. And we're gonna take this into another core exercise on the mat. So in our dynamic warm-ups, we wanna be hitting all of the muscle groups that we'll be using for the actual workout. Let's go ahead and lie down on the ground. We're gonna be doing bicycles. One thing I want you to do is opposite elbow, opposite knee. Use the opposite elbow as a kickstand. Now in my bicycles, I think that it's more challenging and better for control to lay flat and then have the core strength to pull me all the way up. So I want you to try the same thing, using that opposite elbow as a kickstand, keeping the chest open, meaning I don't want your elbows to come in like this. Good. Let's go ahead and come on up to standing. So active march, or if you're in for the HIIT, you're turning it into a skip. If skips are boring for you and you want to add more to it, all you got to do is move side to side. So we call this a lateral skip. Requires a little bit of hand-eye coordination. You're just moving side to side. And we're gonna do those reverse lunges again. 3, 2, 1. Remember, you're really trying to get that back knee to kiss the ground. Reason being is because we wanna make sure that our joints are healthy. So if I have the ability and the strength to get that back knee all the way down to the ground, I know that all of these lunges and squats are paying off because I got hip mobility as well as hip strength. Letting that back knee kiss the ground, standing upright by punching the ground through that front heel. So the back leg is just a kickstand. Good, stick with me, we're almost there. We've got about 10 seconds left of our alternating reverse lunge, and then we're gonna head into those down dog leg lifts. Before we come into our down dog leg lift, I want you to fully exhale, take a new breath in, and then head down. Make sure that we're breathing in these workouts. So bend the knees, push the tailbone to the sky, push the hands into the earth like you're sliding into home plate, and then lift one heel up to the sky and then the other. You can have a micro bend in the knees if the hamstrings are tight, but what I don't want in a downward facing dog is I don't want an arched back so that you can have straight legs. I'd rather you have bent legs and a straight back. We've got bicycles coming in hot after this. Good. Almost there. Give me one more on each leg. And then let's go ahead and come down onto the mat, flipping over onto your back, using that opposite elbow as a kickstand. If you notice, my toe is also pulled towards my shin as I lift up. Just feels better on the hip flexors than if I had a pointed toe. If you wanna try both, just to notice the difference, I think that you might find that the toe pulled towards the shin just feels a lot better and a lot stronger throughout this exercise. Keep the elbows open. Keep using your opposite elbow as a kickstand. Good. Let's go ahead and come on up to standing, and we're gonna head into our next round of exercises. So we're just gonna do a squat with a knee up. The goal is to have the ability to balance on one leg while you're also doing a squat. Hands go behind the head, you're just gonna come down, bring opposite elbow towards opposite knee. So similar to the bicycle crunch, but now we're just adding a squat. So whenever you do bring that opposite elbow towards opposite knee, they don't need to touch. I just want you to have the ability to balance on one leg. Whenever you do have the hands behind the back or behind the head, make sure that the chest and the heart is staying up. These don't need to be rushed, these don't need to be fast. You can do them nice and slow and controlled, trying to see if you can improve the depth of your squat as you lower down. So main cue in a squat is the knees drive away from each other as you lower down and as you come up. Good, give me one more on each side, and then let's go ahead and move into our butt kicks. So you're just essentially jogging in place, but you're giving your heels the target of your booty so that we can stretch out the front side of our hips. Now you can pump your arms if you'd like, or you can put your hands behind your hips, giving your heels a target. But the goal is to bring the heart rate up. Any HIIT class on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to feel like you are at a 7 or an 8. 6, 7, or 8 are all good levels to be. That would be 60, 70, 80% of your max exertion. Good, let's go ahead and start to come down to the mat. Take a breath out. Holding yourself in push-up plank position. The wider your feet are, the more balance you're gonna have. And then all I want you to do is bring elbow to the sky, wrist to the rib, without rotating the body. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to twist, okay? Keep the shoulders and the hips facing the mat the entire time. Straight line from my head all the way to my hips, and from my hips all the way to my heels. Good. Try to keep the energy and the intensity up. We're gonna come right back up to standing, one more on each side. Good. Coming up into jumping jacks. Reminding you again, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you feeling like you're at a 6, 7, or an 8. If you're anything below that, pick up the intensity. As soon as we finish with these jumping jacks, we're gonna come right into a knee driver. So balancing on my left leg, I'm just gonna drive this right knee into chest. Keeping a straight line from my head to my tailbone, balancing on one leg, feeling my booty fire up, and I'm just driving that right knee into my chest. In about 10 seconds-ish, we're gonna head right back into jumping jacks. Give me 5 more seconds, keep driving the knee in, and then go ahead and come into your jumping jacks. And we'll do the exact same thing on the left side. Now, if you don't wanna do jumping jacks or you have grumpy neighbors, you can always tap one foot and then the other, but keep a super active arm. Keep moving with me. We're almost there, right into those knee drivers, okay? Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Set it up. Knee drives in. If you want more, reach for the sky. Pull those arms down over that knee. It's quick, but you got this. Good. Keep going all the way to the end. Do 3 more with me. 3, 2, 1. Keep your heart up, keep your chest up. Lowering down, balancing on one leg, bringing 2 limbs together while still having the ability to balance on one leg, right? I like to use exhales as I bring everything together in the center. And then seeing if I can get deeper. New set of exercises, same thing, 2 times through. We are just fitting a lot of exercises in 20 minutes so that we can be good to go for the day. First exercise, drop squat. Go ahead and join in with me now if you'd like. Now, all I'm doing is hopping my feet in and out, reaching for the ground. If reaching for the ground is a challenge, just reach right in between the calves. I'd rather you have a nice stable bottom, meaning having the ability to hinge by pushing my tailbone back, keeping my heart up, than trying to touch the ground and really going like that. So you're making it active, making it look good. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Come down to the mat, but first take a breath. Good, come on down now. From here, super classic hip raise. Lifting hips up, pausing at the top, letting the lower back kiss the mat. I want you to connect and exhale with each exercise, or with each rep. Breathe all the way out before you bring the hips down. That should help you feel this in your booty, which is where we want it. Keep going. You got less than 10 seconds. Still breathing, good. All right, coming on up into push-up plank position. We're gonna be doing an upper body exercise. Start down on the mat, reach, pull, push. Reach, pull, push. Now, if you feel like you wanna do them from your knees, I wanna challenge you to use as much strength as you can to do them from your feet. Training yourself how to do these proper push-ups off your feet versus always doing them from the knees. Building up the upper body strength. It's a short amount of time. Good. Set this up. And then all I want you to do is reach one arm out and then the other. Try not to let the body rock. So when I say don't let the body rock, I mean don't dip and reach. Dip and reach. You want to keep a stable, solid foundation. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. All right, final round of exercises. You've already done them. You're gonna do them again. Reaching the tailbone back and hinging. If I can't touch the ground without rounding my upper back, then I'd rather just reach in between my legs for what I'm able to, pushing the tailbone back, making sure that this exercise looks strong as opposed to owie, right? Keep going. Scale of 1 to 10. Check in where you're at. Good. Almost there. Coming down to the mat. Take a breath before you go down there. Now come down. Remember, full exhales to get me to the top of that hip raise. Really blowing the air out. I like to call it the birthday candle breath. You pretend you're blowing birthday candles out. Trying to get as much air out of you as you can. Focusing on building the booty. Also think about keeping your toes pressed into the mat. Lifting up. Good. Perfect. Flip it over. Push-up reaches. Thumbs should be in the armpits. Elbows are at a 45-degree angle. I like to start down first. Reach, pull, push. Reach, pull, push. When I lower down, my elbows are pointing back at a 45-degree angle. What I don't want is a T or an I. I want them at a 45-degree angle. Think of an A with your elbows. Keep the core and the glutes engaged. As you push yourself up, that's gonna help you get into that. Good. All right. Final exercise of the set, we're gonna do those plank reaches, targeting the core, targeting the balance. Here we go, finishing up nice and strong. The wider my feet are, the more balance and stability I have. If my booty is up in the air, it's not challenging my core, so I wanna make sure that I have a straight line from my head all the way to my heels. Oh yeah, keep it going, almost there. 10 seconds away, stay with me to the end. Good, let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it, that's 20 minutes. Let me take you through a quick stretch that you're feeling like you could use one. Let's start with down dog. It's a nice stretching, active stretch pose. Give me 5 breaths. Inhale, side out. So push the hands into the ground, almost like you're sliding into home plate, reaching the heart for the shoelaces. Relax the jaw. Good. Now make sure your hands are settled. You're just gonna reach the right leg up, bend the right knee, take the right knee through 3 circles forwards, and 3 circles back. Good. Go ahead and come to a kneeling position, but that right leg is gonna come forward. And then all I want you to do is extend the left leg back, and you're in this low lunge, and we're just gonna spin open so that the heart is facing that front thigh. If you wanna drop the back knee, you can, but if you feel like you're getting more of an active stretch by having the back leg elevated, go ahead and stay there. Go ahead and drop the back knee down. You're gonna place both hands down. We're gonna come back to a downward facing dog. Bend the left leg, 3 circles forwards. 3 circles backwards. Good. Come down to your knees, pull that left leg forward. Straighten that back leg. You've got that active low runner stretch, low lunge. Spinning towards it, or if you feel more comfortable dropping the back knee down, whatever makes more sense for you. But from this, we're gonna end up pivoting our toes forwards. So we come into this wide-legged straddle forward fold. If you feel like you're having trouble reaching the ground, I just want you to press on your thighs so that you have a nice flat back. You can press on your shins, but don't worry about touching the ground if it's a little difficult to touch today, as long as you have a nice flat back. Now from there, you're gonna toe heel the feet together till you're in a wide stance, and then if you can, we're just gonna come down to a low squat, yogi squat, pressing the elbows into the knees. If your booty is up here, you can take a wide stance, and then I just want you to kind of rotate side to side. If you're in yogi squat, you can reach one arm up to the sky, and then the other, just getting a little bit more rotation. Otherwise, whatever stretch you're in, start to toe heel the feet back together, bend the knees, and then you're gonna roll yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders back at the top. If you can, spread open the chest, clasp the hands behind you, opening up the heart. If you can't clasp the hands, just reach the arms behind you. Really think about spreading the chest, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. I hope you're feeling stronger and sweatier than ever. Thank you so much for working out with me in Under Armour, and I'll see you at the next Class FitSugar workout soon.